coming back at you once again with some quarantine encouragement. And if I'm honest, I actually feel pretty gross today. Not feeling too great. No, it's not what you think it is. Just kind of a little bit of a ate something a little too spicy, you know what I mean. Alright, so been sitting on this one a couple of days, thinking about this story I heard, right? So in Utah, there's a little boy, he's 5 years old, and he goes in to his mother and says, "Hey mom, I want you to buy me a Lamborghini." And his mom, of course, says, "No way, get out of here. I'm not gonna buy you a Lamborghini, you're 5, what do you need a Lambo for?" So, a reasonable child would throw a tantrum, have a fit, they'd get over it. This kid stole his mom's keys and took the family SUV on a joyride, hoping to make it to California to buy himself a Lamborghini. He made it 5 minutes away from the house before he was stopped by the highway patrol because he was swerving across lanes. Fortunately, he didn't hit anybody. He got back home safe and sound. No damage to the car, no damage to the kid, so thank God for that. But I was just thinking about this, and it's crazy. There's so many spiritual parallels to this. When we ask God for things, we don't always know what we're asking for. We don't always know the cost or the value of what we're asking for. So sometimes when God says no or not yet, it's because He fully understands our situation and we don't. We have a limited understanding. We have a 5-year-old's concept of a Lamborghini and the $200,000 minimum that it would cost to buy it. This kid had $3 in his pocket on his way to buy this Lamborghini. He didn't understand what he was asking for. So, just because we're praying and asking God and saying, "God, I need this. God, I want this," doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get exactly what we asked for. It doesn't mean that He's not going to just say no. No matter how important we think that thing is, God understands what it costs and what it will cost us physically and spiritually in the end. And God understands, He understands the price tag of these things. This kid didn't have a driver's license. He didn't have any money. And he didn't understand what was going on, really. God knows when He looks at us that we don't have a driver's license to be in control of a lot of things. And that we don't need certain things. He knows that better than we do. But we have a tendency to, in our lives, grab the keys away from God and jump in the driver's seat and joyride, swerving all over the freeway, trying to get to California, trying to reach that goal that we don't even necessarily have a good picture of. This kid didn't even necessarily know how to get to California. And he wasn't prepared for what would happen if he did get there. So just think about that. We can have all of the plans and all of the goals and everything, but the Bible says, unless the Lord builds the house, its laborers labor in vain. It's the same thing with us. We have our lives, we have our goals and our aspirations, but unless God builds it, unless God gives us the dream and gives us the tools, and it happens in God's timing, then it's not going to be right. Even if the mom had $200,000 to drop on a Lambo for the kid, he couldn't use it. He saw many years before he could ever sit in the driver's seat of that car and take it anywhere. So, that's what I gotta say. There's a lot of patience that we need to be exercising in our lives, especially right now. But for the things that we want from God, the things that we're praying for, God knows the end from the beginning. He knows the plans that He has for us. He's got it all in mind. It's not going to hurt us to go along with His plan. Just understand that the things we want can be different from the things we need, and that God's timing can be a little bit different than ours. God's plan for our lives might be drastically different than what we think it is, and we need to be open to that. We need to be open to God reaching out and reaching into our lives and directing us where He wants us to go. So, that's it. Just make sure God's in control. Make sure that we're exercising patience when we're waiting for answers from God. And make sure that we understand, if God says no or God says wait, there's a good reason for it. And taking the reins away from God and trying to drive your own SUV to California is not always the best idea. And if you do try that, God might just send the heavenly CHP after you to stop you and turn you around. Because that happens too. So, stay encouraged, stay blessed, stay safe out there. I'll see you guys next time. Catch up with us on the Zoom calls. If you need anything from me, you guys know how to reach me. And hey, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're getting these videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you enjoy our little devotionals, just hit up that subscription box, guys. And make sure you click the bell for the notifications, just so you get first notification on those. And yep, we'll be all good. Have a great day.